Look who's back, our health and fitness coach, Helen, and she's going to answer my question today because I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this because I did the whole fasting thing and I just love your take on everything. And I want you to tell me that I was doing the right thing or not.
Yes, we'll discuss that. I'm happy to be back with you, ladies, talking about fasting. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? And like many topics, it depends. That's the smart and right answer is that it depends, and we can break that down. It depends whether you're a woman or a man. It depends whether you're in which hormonal phase of life. So we're jumping in.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
please. Like, give us your philosophy. Like, you're
Yeah.
saying it depends. So, like,
Yep.
when should you, baby, and when shouldn't you fast?
First, what is
Right, and I just want
fasting?
to interrupt on just that because the reason I did fasting was all the information out there was telling me to do a 36-hour fast. And so that's why I did it. I thought I was helping my body. So,
Mm-hmm. Great. So what is fasting? Is basically to the practice of abstaining from food and drinks and potentially just drink only water. It can be a practice over a few hours, like 12, 13 hours. And my door is ringing. The rare time it's ringing. I have to pause for that. Hold on a second. It rings once every blue moon, and there it was. So, yes, fasting is the practice of abstaining from food. It can be a practice over a few hours or a few days, many days. And why do people look into fasting? The reasons are weight loss or and fat burning, getting a better metabolic health, being more insulin sensitive to insulin to lower our blood sugar. For longevity, the autophagy, you may have seen that term swimming around with fasting, but the cellular repair. So when you fast, you allow your body to that deep recovery. And some people are looking into fasting for mental clarity and focus. You're going to hear this. Yes, when I don't eat, I'm better focused at my work. And so these are good reasons. Now, is it good? Is it bad? Tracy, the information you have seen is potentially good one, legit information. Now, the thing is that we need to address the elephant in the room, and that particular elephant is not pink, it's blue. Most of scientific data out there still to this day is male-centric. Do you know when we started to do medical research on women? That's a quiz question.
I'm scared of the answer.
I
Yes.
know. I'm thinking the same thing.
I never even thought of that.
Yes. So, beside doing research just for pregnancy purposes, we used to be seen only as machine creating babies. That's it. So, beside that, we only started doing medical research since 1990, right? So that's yesterday, basically.
Yeah.
And just before the women were excluded. One of the reasons, just most of the doctors were male, and the subject again they took male. Whenever there would be a female subject in there, sadly, often the data would be different, so off the chart than the rest of the group. So they would just cancel that data. Now, we not only, well, so we just started since 10, 15 years to have research made on female, and not just for pregnancy. But as in 1990, it started doing research on more disease related, osteoporosis, breast cancer, which is good, but nothing yet on just everyday health, optimizing our health, our nutrition, our exercise regimen, our sleep pattern. Nothing on that, just, well, again, cancers and big diseases. So great, now we do have some that has started. Still, so the rule of thumb I like to share is, if the source you look at as information, whether it be nutrition, fasting, exercise, mental clarity, routine, if it doesn't specifically say the difference between men and women, it is potentially male data-driven sources. So as women, we need to be very strong, very high on elevate our critical thinking. When we see an information, what's the source? And again, if it's from still in school, those old book of physiology, you look at the date in the inside and it's 1976, it's all male data based on. So knowing that, look at where the information comes from. A great leader in exercise physiology and nutrition science is Stacy Sims. And I throw this name over and over. She has published hundreds of papers, and she's all into that. So she's a great source to have female-specific guidelines. And so that was the elephant in the room.
But that's a huge elephant in the room, because I would have never even, it would have never even crossed my mind to think, is this information, especially if I'm hearing it from another woman, is this information not going to be related to me? Because even though they've done their research, it's all male-oriented research. I would have never, that would have never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
That should be kind of pushed out a bit more.
Yes, I'm working on it. And so now
we're helping.
So we have to understand that there are differences between male and female physiology. A big one is the hormones landscape. Man has a high level of stable testosterone. I like to picture this as they're driving on the highway and it's sunny skies. Women, we have testosterone, lower level, so we're more on the rural roads. It's smoother. But we have other hormones, and again, there's those cycles. So estrogen and progesterone are going up and down and up and down in a cycle in the middle of our life. So to just for the matter of this conversation, between 20 and 40 years old. But though they fluctuate. So, at the beginning of a phase, it's different than in the middle, and then at the end of our menstrual cycle. So there are those differences. When we hit perimenopause, now that pattern goes wacky. So it's like a web. I like to see it as the weather network, and we just lose the app. It's unpredictable. And post-menopause, it stabilizes. Maybe one of the rare time in our life when we'll have a stable experience, just like men with just stable testosterone, though it's a different landscape, again, from before. And so another difference, so just our hormonal landscape and fluctuation is different than men. Another aspect is the hypothalamus, the command center for hormone regulation in the brain. It regulates hunger, metabolism, how our machine is processing fast or slow the information, and also our stress response by monitoring energy availability. Slowly, I'm going to link that to fasting. And so our hypothalamus is much more sensitive to energy deficit. Like they're ringing the red alert when there's low energy. Imagine you wake up in the morning, you haven't eaten yet, just going to grab a coffee maybe, and you're going to go train, and the hypothalamus is like, red light, there's no enough energy available to do what we're about to do. Stress response, we think cortisol. Extra spike of cortisol. Cortisol is created by all the hormones, to keep it simple, is created from a mother matter. And so if the body decided to create cortisol from that matter, there's no more to produce estrogen or progesterone, which are very essential hormones for us. So we're double tapping on we're double digging our grave by doing this. Men are different. Our hypothalamus is much more tolerant with energy shortages. They can go fasting, it's fine. And so our hypothalamus detect caloric restriction faster, which trigger faster the stress mode, slowing down our metabolism and affecting our hormones as well. And so the fact that our hormone landscape is different, just to keep it short, but the big boxes, the hypothalamus respond differently to exercise, to nutrition, to everything. Our body, women's body, is designed to prioritize survival. So energy deficits trigger a stronger preservation response than men. So again, fasting increases cortisol, and as well, our brain rely more on glucose than men. So just to do, any brain work, we require more glucose. So definitely we don't want to cut carbs in, for that matter. So to close out on this, I created a metaphor where, let's say you're running a household budget. Well, man's body is like a high salary, steady paycheck comes in. And if 1 week we skip one meal, it's fine. It's just going to keep going. Whereas a woman body is more like a freelancer income. It varies a lot. And so if there's suddenly an unpredictability, like fasting, like, oh, I didn't get this client and I don't have this income that I was maybe planning with, this system tightens up the spending. It cut essential resources and to ensure survival. So that's kind of what's happening.
Well, then why did I think I was feeling really good? Because
Well,
I thought everything you just said, clarity,
yeah,
all of that stuff. So
great question, great segue. So now, is it like completely bad and we should avoid it? It depends. This is my annoying answer to many things. Depends on where you are in your hormonal phase. I'll get to post-menopausal because most of us here, not me, I'm getting there, but you're probably on the other side. But where the system is most resilient and so can take more stress, including the stress of fasting, is, let's say, in the luteal phase. No, sorry, follicular phase. So no, from day 1 to day 14, so after your periods and before your ovulation, that 2-week period is where, you know, you have the energy, your body's like running at a good speed, and so you could afford fasting. But like 12 to 14-hour fast. Now, when we sleep, we don't eat. And so if, let's say, you have dinner and you finish at 7 p.m., and then you have breakfast at 7 a.m., that's a 12-hour window. So we're naturally fasting a little bit, or intermittent fasting. This is, you know, sustainable. It's fine. And so it does it has those benefits of fat loss, you know, clean the cells, restore whatever you can think of. It does that during our sleep if we don't eat. Now, when we hit perimenopause, again, it's so in itself, that whole phase is stressful. There's much more just stress response going on because there's unpredictability of the fluctuation of the hormones and the impact and the symptoms and everything. So that's kind of the worst time to try fasting. And this could be one time that, hey, I'm going to try this because suddenly I'm gaining weight and suddenly I have this belly fat. Where does it come from? You know, the symptoms coming in with those changes, big transformation and what I was doing before is not working anymore. So maybe I should eat less. Maybe I should train more. This and that. But this is not the time to go fasting. When we're post-menopause, I'm guessing the three of you are in that phase. The fact that is now, for one of the rare time in our life, the hormones are stable. So there's less of that stress. So we can handle some fasting period. But now, what is so critical is that because we don't have no more estrogen and progesterone, muscle loss is going at a fast pace down. So you don't want to lose your muscle mass. It was way easier to maintain it and to gain some when we were menstruating. Now everything is harder. So you have to double down on eating protein, double down on being smart with resistant training to maintain your muscle mass. So if you cut eating, it goes in pair, eating protein and strength training. Again, if you just strength train, your body, again, the hypothalamus is like, there's no energy available to do that. Ooh, I'm going to break down muscle to get energy to do that. So now it's counterproductive. I want to build muscle, or just I want to maintain those, what I have. And my body's low energy in a fasting mode. So it's going to break down my own muscle to do this energy. So now, the good news is that, you know, all the benefits of fasting, fat loss, mental focus, cellular repair, what do you think could offer the same, even maybe more benefit of those benefits, if you would guess?
I don't know if I want to hear.
It's a good news. It's accessible. It's right there. Any guess?
Like sleep?
Exercise?
Yes.
Oh, exercise.
Exercising.
I thought it was sleep.
Well, that's a good one too, actually. You know, I've mentioned it quickly. Sleep, we can talk about that another time, but sleep is as a priority than nutrition. A lot happened in the sleep, even if we seem like we're doing nothing. A huge amount of work is being done in that aspect, cellular repair and weight loss. But exercise does all those benefit. So let's say, fat loss and metabolic flexibility, meaning the ease to switch from using carbs and using fat efficiently. Exercise does it. Strength training and high intensity, so HIIT and heavy lifting, those two will give you the best method to lose fat. Better than fasting. Because again, fasting, we're putting stress on our female physiology.
So just to be clear, so you're saying you're supposed to do the high intensity alongside the resistance?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Resistance training. So always
What I do.
respecting our own level of fitness.
Mhm.
And you'll hear me using my mom as an example often. She's 83. She's still making gains. It's never too late to start. It's never too late. The body is smart, complex and smart. And so resistance training for someone, it can be just our own body weight is a resistance. I can do air squat. It's going to be enough for me. Let's say when my mom has started, she was just doing 5 air squat. That was enough. Someone used to train, and that's why we want on a preventive way to start earlier, because when we do have progesterone and estrogen, we can build muscle way easier in a sense.
Mhm.
Now it's harder. It's doable, but it's harder. And so resistance training, weightlifting, something heavy for you, and high intensity interval training. So, go on a 6, be out of breath, rest, be out of breath, rest, and that shall do it. Whatever is your thing. We can go in details in another podcast for
Yeah.
that. But yes, so for fat loss, this is the best. Beside fasting, beside running for 5 hours nonstop, heavy lifting and high intensity interval training will give you that.
Along with the right nutrition.
Yes, totally. They go in
Which
pair.
we're going to have an episode on. So don't think we're
Yes.
skipping over that.
Yes. Another aspect that we mentioned, people would look into fasting would be for longevity, cellular health, repair, autophagy. Exercise does that as well. I like this metaphor where fasting is like cleaning out the closet once a year, whereas exercising is like organizing it on a daily basis, so it never gets messy. We want that. And I'm going to add to this. Let's say, well, every day it's going to take me 5 minutes to fold my pull and put it in the drawer. It's better to do that than at the end of the week or the month or the year and fold all your pull and put them away. If I do that just at the end of the year, so picture dirty clothes on the ground, the floor of your closet, you're going to have mold coming in. So that's my point. Doesn't equal doing that 5 minutes every day. It does not equal doing it once a year. In extra, like you're building up some mold, just to keep that metaphor. So a little bit every day. But yeah, exercise triggers autophagy naturally without extreme fasting. It will have the anti-aging effect we're looking for, lower inflammation, and oxidative stress. Exercise will do that. So that's it. Exercise is the key. Finally, brain function, clarity. Again, there are nuances. You may feel it, you may experience it. A man definitely will, yes, I can feel it. But again, our hypothalamus is much more sensitive, and you know the feeling of being hungry, hangry. That does not equal mental clarity. Like you can't work. So there's there's a nuance here to take on. So if you, and to the other, again, to the on the other side, and I'm, as much as I'm gonna hit that nail, eat enough, eat enough, don't overeat. So, oh, where's the line? We're quick at looking more, okay, I got to go all that way or that way. No, it's just that way in the middle. So if you don't eat through all the night, you have that 12-hour window of rest and repair. And when you eat enough, but healthy. So you don't want to get into a food coma. That's definitely not, that does not bring you mental clarity. But eating enough. And again, my mom, as an example, when we started to increase our nutrition and especially protein, she gained clarity, she gained energy. And so one example out of many.
Okay, so I have a question then with regards
Yes.
to breaking the fast. And that is, I know your answer is going to be depends, but let's just give a best guess.
Yes.
What should a postmenopausal woman primarily be reaching for to break that fast?
I'm gonna answer as a general population, because I do not know if there's a distinction that should be different from a man than a woman and a postmenopausal woman as to how to break a fast. And by the way, in the past, I've done fasting, 7-day fasting, just water in my bed. I know the experience, and what the knowledge I had, as much as entering a fast and exiting a fast, you kind of want to prepare the body. So eating whole food, simple to digest, like fruits. Fruits is very simple. It takes 30 minutes to digest compared to, let's say, protein is a more complex food or a carb. So to exit, again, it depends how long it has been. If it's been just the night, just have regular breakfast. But if it's 7 days of a fast, you go slowly to with fruits, fresh fruits, and small portion, because it doesn't take that long for your stomach to kind of slowly shrink in that set. And so just, hey, half of an orange slowly to just restart the machine. And again, it's from the past, so I don't know today. I would have to look, and maybe if I find very specific information for postmenopausal women, I will bring it back to you. But if, let's say, I fast for 5 days, I kind of want to have that same amount of days of having a slower, easier, simple food like fruits. And then fruits, and then vegetables, and then more complex. Like, don't go for the bag of chips. That would be extremely stressful to the system. Like, what is this? Yeah.
So Tracy, oh, go ahead, Tracy. Go.
Sorry, I was just gonna just to clarify, if we're just talking about like a 12 or a 14-hour fast, right? We finish dinner, we get up, maybe not necessarily have anything right away. What would be an optimal go-to option to reach for?
Yeah. So something simple to digest.
Okay, so the fruit still.
Yeah, whole food. Like, nutrition in general, again, to keep our mental clarity, our energy. We don't want all our energy to be directed to digestion. It requires energy to digest. One of the, again, the reason why someone is looking into fasting, like, oh, I won't have that energy directed to the digestion, so that energy can be redirected to do some repair, deeper work that we never allow the body to do because we're always going. Now, again, it's not all black or all white, but eating whole food, easy to digest in that sense. So, I wouldn't go for a protein bar. It's processed food. So have an oatmeal, freshly made, still cut oat with berries in there, some seeds, the healthy, nutritious meal. Not too big. You're breaking more from a 4 day, 5 days and over.
Right.
But if it's after the night, actually, for a woman, it's preferable to have your bigger meal earlier in the day than the other way around.
Yeah.
And you can look at it also. We can go into details of eating. Take the time to eat, to masticate some of the enzyme to digest fruits, for example. Simple sugar are in the saliva. So gobbing, strawberry like this without masticating and mixing it with saliva, we're impairing the digestion right away. So, smoothies are great. Well, I mean, they're fun too, but make sure you keep it in your mouth, mix it with your saliva to make sure we have those enzymes. And so taking the time as well, we usually won't overeat because it takes about 20 minutes to the sensor in our stomach to send the message, hey, this is full, don't add anything. In our North American fast-paced lifestyle, we can often like, hey, I gotta go quick, because I gotta go back to work. We're eating way too fast. For those 3 reasons. The enzyme won't be mixed up properly enough, so we're impairing digestion. Often if we're going too fast, it's because, I don't know, we're thinking about something else. And so we're in a stress mode a little bit. That impairs our digestion and assimilation, absorption. And as well, so it takes about 20 minutes for the stomach to send a signal to the brain, hey, that's enough. So by eating slowly, enjoying your meal, sharing it with loved ones, you're going to actually feel, hey, no, I had enough. That's enough for now. And not feel food coma in front of your computer after.
That's good.
Yeah.
Tracy G, are you going to be fasting anymore?
Well, I definitely like what I do now with the at the end of the day, like you're cut off. You don't eat
Yep.
in the evening. Would I do my 36s? Probably not. Give this a go. See, I'm trying to
Yeah.
be more of a I love the whole weight thing, but it was the energy and clarity that I was really after, where I'm just like I'm waking up and feeling good instead of feeling tired. And I thought that I was under that fasting would provide that. But I can give good old exercise a try.
Yes, and I like, women, we want to be to respect our hormonal balance, which is again a little bit more work than men because it's fluctuating, it's sensitive.
Yep.
Now, and so let's remind ourselves that as soon as we're in a fasting mode, we're under stress. And so cortisol, just that, like you're putting and cortisol is, it changed the whole chemistry in your body, not in a good way. So let's help ourselves by keeping a hormonal balance by exercising instead of fasting.
Mhm.
Now, we're designed, human in general, we're designed for the least resistance, right? So I don't know if you heard the pleasure trap. Like before we invented the processed food and junk food and all that, food was just, you go out there, you hunt and you seek berries and roots. And so it was whole food, unprocessed. Now everything is accessible. And again, we would go just, does it smell good? Does it taste good? That must be good for me. Simple as that, Raspberry smells good, tastes good, sweet. That's healthy for me. Now we get stuck into the pleasure trap because we invented those processed food. Oh, that's sweet. That must be good for me. But it's not. And overly accessible, available. You don't need to go out, exercise to go hunt or gather berries. I can just take my car and go to the biggest grocery. There's too much stuff, too much processed food. So it is challenging to, it's against our, we're still designed to go for the least resistance. So looking at fasting, oh, that's simple. I don't need to eat. I don't need to think about how, when, what, how. Same as exercising. How, what, no. So the idea is very tempting. It's going to be simple. Do this and that's it. But it's kind of it's our lazy way to look for a solution. Yeah.
Well, I think that's really good because I know we want to talk about nutrition and we're going to start that in a little bit. But ladies, do you have any other questions on fasting for Helen?
No, I'm
No?
convinced.
I'm glad I only did it once.
I know.
And well, if I may add, again, a woman's body have those hormone fluctuations. So our weight, not our fat, but our weight changes a lot just in one menstrual cycle, for example. We will gain weight, water retention. So make sure we stay away from just the weight. I want to lose weight and look at the scale because your weight will fluctuate. I focus on, yes, I would like to lose fat. Okay, this is different. And as well, I was thinking about something. And now I forgot it. If it comes back, I'll let you know.
Okay. Well, on that note, if you have any questions about fasting, please put them in the comments. We will have Helen's contact information if you have any questions directly for Helen or want to look into any of her coaching or any of that. We will have her contact information and her website also in the comments. If you think this episode will help someone else, please share it with them. If you like the episode, please hit that like button and don't forget to hit subscribe and notifications so you know when our next episode will be out.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you as a regular member of our community.